Okay, here's the sink before we start. We want to just freshen up the sink because it's all 17 years old. Getting kind of grimy in there. So I just want to freshen up that drain. But here's the first problem I hit. I loosened this collar off, but I can't pull this pipe down because it's all hard glued together. When the house was built, this is hard glued, that's hard glue, everything's hard glued. So I can't pull the P-trap down. So that's a problem. So, only one solution. I'm going to saw everything off right at the back here. Just like that. Take everything out of the way. And I'm going to have to replace everything. So, what turns out to be a small job just got bigger. I got to go to the hardware store and find all the parts now. Okay, now I've sawed that off. I did this a little earlier, so okay, there. So that's off, but now I gotta replace all that. And then this stinking thing here, I'll take that out. Okay, so I got this thing out. It was up here. Unscrewed this from the top. This was on there. So this is this has like a overflow drain holes and a pop-up plug from the back. Here's problem number 2. These overhaul drain holes. My sink doesn't have an overhaul drain. Look in there. There's no overhaul drains in here. Nowhere. There's no overhaul drain. It's just that someone used this thing when they built the house because this was so thick. You can see how about half of it was used up. So they used the overhaul version just because this was longer. So when I went and bought, first I bought one of these guys to put in, but turned out this wasn't long enough to fit in. See, it doesn't stick up through here. Okay, it's all loosely fit now, so I've got to, I can loosen this off and slide that off, and then this is one of those P-traps where I can unscrew this. And so I've got, I'll take this off so I give you an idea. It's all going to fall apart because it's not glued yet. So that's how it should have been when the house was built. So you can see I've got that thing that tightens around the 1 1/4 pipe up there. I got a collar here, a little extension, the P-trap, the other screw fitting, the elbow, little 45, and you know, I'm gonna just go with a rubber connection back to the wall. I'm gonna put this on there just because I don't know, rather than gluing it all, I'll plan for a future problem. So now I'll just glue it up now. Okay, now I've cleaned everything out. And I'm gonna glue them. Wow, this stuff smells. snug fit. I'm gonna keep it gluing. I think this one was next. Keep it going. A little bit on the outside, a little bit on the inside. Well, you know, you did a perfect job. No one would believe you actually did it. Beauty. And gotta pop that bad boy on there. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna assemble this. What the hell? Push that on there. That's screw. Okay, now this should all, if everything worked out. Let me just drop this from the top. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. Beauty. Okay, I'm gonna tighten this up here with my wrench, or nut driver. I'm gonna tighten that up. Keep this loose, not loose, and then I'm gonna install this thing. Okay, so I got these tightened up now, and this is all pretty good lined up. So this is so now I'm going to take this off, and which is what it should have been at the beginning of this project, just as simple. Just take the P-trap off. Now I'm going to go ahead, you know, put all the right washers and bolts on here to make this solid, and the plumber's putty and all that, and then it'll just be as simple as popping that thing on at the end. Okay, so here's a dilemma I had. Since the old one had this long threaded area to get through the thick sink, because this is kind of like a man-made, or I don't know what material this is, they poured it and it's pretty thick here. So someone used the one with an overflow hole because it was long enough to get through, and that's what I had to buy. But then, you know, once this is sealed there, the nuts on the bottom, the water is going to get into those overflow holes and then hang around inside here like it did before, turn black and smell. So I don't know if this is going to work. I put electrical tape around here so that when the water goes down the drain, it won't go out the side into those overflow entry holes. There is no overflow on this sink, so it won't get caught in no man's land. So I put the plumber's putty on there, and I'm going to seal that up. I'm going to go down and put the nut in from the bottom and all the gasketing. That's good and tight now. So I've got the jam nut there and that rubber washer up from the other side, and then on top of the sink it's been squished down. The plumber's putties come out here, so I'll just take off the excess. Boom. That's gonna look nice. Nice shiny. Okay, now I got this tight. I slid that up. That's all tight. This way it should have been to start with, simply as sliding that up there, sliding this onto the P-trap, screwing that up, tightening that, centering this, Coming down with this, tightening that up. And this is how easy it should have been. Now I've got this disconnects there and there. So in the future I could just drop that off, drain hole here, oops, there. Voila, here's the tools I used for this project. Pipe wrench, big one, small one. Multi-position jaw there. That's for the nut driver, hacksaw, pliers. Done.